Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Formation Lab. End of season. I guess it's end of season review.
Yeah.
I can't see anything else to talk to name it. But we're essentially going to talk about the season as a whole, how that went, how we think it went, and then there's a few things that's going to happen at the end of the season. And we'll cover that as well. We're not going to talk about next year because we'll do that next year. So, how do you think the season went as a whole?
A lot of it, I think we touched on this last week, but a lot of it has felt like Abu Dhabi's race. Very tense, but not exciting.
Yeah.
Like lots of, I hate to use this word, repercussions, like lots has gone on.
To quote McLaren.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
there's been a lot of intense moments, but not a lot of exciting driving.
Yeah, the problem we've had at the end of this set of rules is nobody can overtake anybody without DRS, and even then,
Yeah.
it's not always a given. Like we've seen this. We've talked about it over the last few races. If you take out the start, the pit lane overtakes when people have stopped for tyres and stuff, and DRS overtakes. Nothing happens in these races. It's like watching Monaco in any year, and it's the honestly the title fight is the only thing that's kept me interested this year,
Yeah.
and that's only because Max Verstappen came out of nowhere and went, "Yeah, I'm going to fight for the title now." He kind of got halfway through the year and went, "Yeah, I should probably attempt it now,"
Yeah.
and just came out of nowhere. Even if McLaren did sew the constructors up almost at midpoint.
Far too early. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah,
Yeah, it seemed kind of like it was going to be a tale of two drivers, Oscar and Lando, and then Max coming out of nowhere, and then
yeah,
season got a bit more exciting towards the end.
Yeah, we did kind of expect a McLaren winner,
Yeah.
and then, like I say, Max came out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere because he had a deficit of 104 points, I think, at one point, and then just brought it back to 2 in the end, which is insane because that was only over the course of about 6 or so races. It wasn't a lot. So yeah, I've actually brought up statsf1.com. So this is what I've been spouting into your Discord server all afternoon because I do the thing of going down the rabbit hole and then I just went looking at stats. So I'm just gonna bring some random stuff up and we'll just go through the season as a whole. So we obviously know the most number of wins was Verstappen by 1. He had 8. Piastri and Norris had 7.
Sorry to jump in, but wasn't it that going into the final round they all had 7 wins as well?
Yeah.
Poetry.
Yeah, it kind of built up for the peak. Let's. I'm going to do some of this as a quiz. There has been 4 winners this year. Who's the 4th? He has 2. He's won more than once. Sorry.
Is it Russell?
Yeah, George Russell.
I don't know I don't even remember him winning, but I just feel like he won one.
He won
I don't
twice.
know how to explain that. Because he had a really good, he had a great start to the season.
That shows you how unexciting this season has been. If you couldn't remember Russell's 2 wins.
Yeah.
And
I'd forgotten about Sainz's Baku podium as well.
Yeah, he's had 2 podiums this year. Let's have a look. So Russell won in Canada.
Oh yeah, because I guess we were all thinking about the McLaren situation then, weren't we?
Was the other one.
Singapore. When was Singapore?
When Norris...
Did I watch that?
When Lando Norris achieved his repercussions.
Singapore F1 date.
Yeah, that was when Norris went up the inside of Piastri and sort of forced him wide.
The 5th of October. I feel like
You might have missed
Did I watch that race? Yeah, it was because I feel like there was right at the start when we started. I missed 2 races for whatever reason. That's the thing. I missed races this season,
but and it didn't. Like you missed anything.
The world didn't end. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So,
And that's a
Um,
problem.
yeah, three different constructors, obviously one. Only two different engines
Oh,
won this season.
was I at the British F4 round that weekend?
Might have been. That sounds familiar.
Feel like they had their season finale.
Yeah.
I want to go have a
Anyway.
look. You carry on.
Yeah. So two different engine manufacturers won this season in Mercedes and Honda Red Bull powertrains, because that's not a
Oh,
mouthful.
I was in Italy.
Oh, that was it.
I was in Italy. I did follow along with the race, but only by radio. I
Yes.
somehow
Yeah,
managed
I
to get the
remember.
radio version on
Yeah.
while
I
at
remember.
Imola,
Yeah.
as you do. Imola to
Um,
Maranello while listening to F1.
okay. So moving on.
Yes.
Drivers by pole position. Now there are 5. You've named 4 of them.
Okay.
Who's the other one?
I mean, I want to just say Leclerc.
Yeah.
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 He's a bit of a pole position kind of guy, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's like
Really quick one lap pace.
he's like Norris. He's very good at getting pole positions, but can't seem to convert them into wins all the time.
Yeah.
Like Norris's pole to win conversion isn't great. Even though he has 7 poles this season, compared to 7 wins, obviously. Coincidentally, Verstappen has 8 wins for 8 poles as well. And I don't think for either of them, all of their poles were converted into wins.
Do we know Piastri's?
6. So he got 1 win, 1 extra win compared to poles, which is probably I don't think they all were pole to wins for everybody. That's the thing. I know Verstappen converted one of his one of, was it Japan, where he converted Norris's pole to a win or something like that? I can't remember. I don't know. Japan was one of the worst races on the calendar this year.
I did not wake up for Japan.
I'm glad I didn't bother. It was one of the worst races on the calendar.
Which is really sad because Suzuka is such a good track.
It's always such a good track, and yet nothing this year. So bad.
Like, come on, do something.
Fastest laps. We have 8 in total.
Oh, now this is going to be a bit more random, isn't it?
Yeah. So see how many you can name.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Alex Albon get one?
He did. So that's one of them.
That's my go. Piastri, Norris, Verstappen, obviously.
Yes, yeah.
Leclerc.
Yeah. 2 more.
And then how many more? 2 more?
Yeah. No, 3
I'm
more.
going to throw Sainz. Sainz?
Nope.
Russell?
Yeah.
Hamilton?
Yeah.
Antonelli?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's all of them.
I'm so good at this game.
You're better at this than you thought you were.
I know. I was like, oh, I'm not going. Ooh.
So, number of podiums. Now, this is the one that I want to talk about because people keep saying Norris didn't deserve his world championship. And at the end of the day, he won the most amount of points, so he's deserving of the championship.
He also got disqualified from a race due to nothing he did wrong.
Yeah.
So,
But he has the most number of podiums out of everybody. And I think that shows...
have you seen that piece of art that artist on Twitter always does?
No, I don't think I have.
Zog Goog. You know the one where they're all wearing the hats?
Oh,
and the
yeah,
hats
yeah,
go
that was
right
shared
up.
on your
Yeah,
server,
yeah,
I think.
everyone's seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's shared everywhere. It's brilliant.
Yeah, there's 9 different people that got podiums. And back to my point.
Can I name them?
Norris, yeah, we'll do that in a sec. But what I just want to say, Norris had the most amount of podiums out of everybody. So clearly he was really consistent this year, despite what people think. And he got 18 podiums compared to Piastri's 16 and Verstappen's 15. So, yeah, there are 9 people that have been on the podium. Can you name the other 6? So I've given you 3.
Yeah, Piastri, Norris, Verstappen.
Yeah, that's a given.
Russell, obviously, race winner.
Yeah. Russell had 9 podiums this year. Shows you how consistent he was. Yeah, Sainz, he had 2 of those.
Sainz. Leclerc.
Yeah. 3 more.
3 more. Okay, I know 2 of them.
You were there for one of them.
I'm saving the 2 for last. I'm just trying to remember what that other one is, because you all know which 2 I'm thinking of, right? The 2... Oh, Antonelli.
Yeah, he got 3.
Antonelli. I was going to say the 2 maiden podiums. Someone else got their first podium this year, and that was Antonelli.
Yes.
So Antonelli, and then our last 2 are Isaac Hadjar and...
Yep.
Go back!
Yep, the Hulken podium.
Yay! The Hulken podium.
Yeah.
It was rare. I was there.
There is a statistic that you used to be part of, which was most number of starts without a win. Nice, but first most number of starts without a podium, and he's no longer on that list because it used to be. It's now Adrian Sutil at 124. I don't know how many starts Hulkenberg's on.
He's certainly going to forever lead the longest amount of days without a podium or something.
It was a lot. So
like days waited for podium.
Yeah. So we had 7 different teams on the podium this year, which I think is quite interesting.
Wowee. So we were missing Haas,
Sauber, and Alpine.
Sauber. No, Sauber was on the podium.
Oh no, they were. Yeah, Haas.
Alpine.
Yeah.
Aston Martin.
Yeah. They've had a real fall off of performance over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Because there was quite a while where Alonso was actually frequently in the top 10 and got quite a few podiums.
Yeah. We've just a message from Mac in the chat, who's watching live. Mac says, I was at my girlfriend's place and screamed when he got that podium.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of those things like no one you didn't even dare to hope during the race.
Yeah.
Because it was just so like
we had the same thing with Andy Behrman when he was running around in P3 for so long, and you're like, we want this, but we're not going to jinx it because if it doesn't happen, then we're not going to be so disappointed. And with Behrman, it didn't happen, but with Hulkenberg, it did. And I think
we've seen
the
with
Hulkenberg podium, everybody liked. I don't think I saw a single person that didn't like that podium.
Yeah. And speaking of someone that watched that while sat in the Lando stand, well, first of all, he did the overtake that got him the podium right in front of me, which was so cool. But also, obviously, it was the Lando stand. So, race winner Lando Norris comes past the Lando stand at his home race, and there is a massive cheer. Nico Hulkenberg comes past and gets just as loud of a cheer. Yeah. Genuinely, everyone liked that. Yeah. Like the hardcore Lando fans who were, basically only Lando was getting cheers at the Lando stand. Like you'd occasionally get a few people, you'd get polite woo for all the other drivers whenever they did something, but Lando was the one that really raised the roof off the place. That's why there was no roof. But yeah, Hulkenberg after that podium, everyone loved that. Literally everyone.
I am going to check Mac on this. I feel like Aston has done better this year than last year, so I'm going to tell you. Because this stats website has all the points. So Aston Martin last year so this is 2024, Aston Martin Mercedes, 5th place overall with 94 points. This year, Aston Martin Mercedes, 7th overall with 89 points.
I feel like they've done worse then, haven't they?
They've scored 5...
Or it's not even...
5 less points, but dropped 2 places.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of that's due to Williams just having an amazing
Williams
season.
had a banger of a year with 137 points.
Yeah.
Whereas last year, for context, Williams were 17 points. So, yeah, they did really well. We're going to get into the more obscure metrics now.
Okay.
Laps led.
Verstappen.
Yeah. 450.
Whoa.
So obviously the 4 that won are going to have led a lap because they have to lead the lap that crosses the line because that's how that works. But there are 8 people that led a lap this year.
Didn't Albon lead a lap as well?
Exactly 1 lap he led.
Well, yeah. That was his first ever time leading a lap.
Yeah. What are the other 3?
Leclerc probably.
Yeah.
Antonelli.
Yeah.
Antonelli did.
Yeah.
And Russell?
No.
Oh no, we said Russell.
Yeah, we said Russell because he won, so he had to.
Hamilton.
Which is unfortunate because this is Hamilton's first year without a podium. In his entire
really
career
sad.
since 2007, this is his first year without a podium.
It's not good, is it?
No.
I really feel for him. It's not working. I hope it can work more next season.
We'll get on to Hamilton and Ferrari at some point. But the last one I want to cover is laps raced. So this is going to be the most consistent. Well, not necessarily consistent. The most reliable.
The finisher. The finisher.
Yeah, essentially. Do you know who that
Now,
was?
It was Piastri, wasn't it? But I don't think he's kept it. Because there was, like, last year, I think he raced every single lap, and then he carried that on through to this start of this season. But then with all the DNFing that happened, I don't think it's him anymore.
But we're looking at just this year.
Just this year.
There's 21 drivers on here because obviously we've got.
Well, I can rule out Albon.
You can rule out Jack Doohan as well.
Yeah. Oh man. I feel like, don't tell me yet. I'm gonna think out loud. Behrman has had a pretty consistent season of finishing. I can't really name many times where he's retired. There's been a few though. Tsunoda also has had a fairly incident-free year. I mean, you've got Verstappen as well, who's generally always finished.
I'll tell you this now. I'm not going to give you the result. Tsunoda finished ahead of Verstappen.
Okay. That is really interesting, isn't it? Consistent Yuki. Oh, man. And does anyone in chat want to give it a guess as well?
Yeah, come on. Give us some. Without looking.
No cheating,
you know the
guys.
answer, don't tell us, because that spoils the fun.
I
mean, I know, obviously, but...
See, I feel like Leclerc's someone that comes to mind as well as not having had many incidents, but I feel like he's always having incidents. So I don't want to say him. I feel like he does crash quite a bit.
Can I just remind you what happened to Leclerc at both Brazil and Zandvoort? He was involved in crashes that weren't his fault.
That'll probably be it then, yeah. Yeah, Ferrari have had a dreadful season, so it's not going to be either of the Ferraris.
Yeah, so Ferrari overall...
Antonelli could be a shout.
Say again?
Antonelli could be a shout. He's actually had a pretty...
He's not even
I'm just trying to think of drivers who have always had their heads down. So, he's not even top 10?
No. Ferrari, so I can...
Is Albon bottom?
I'll give you the constructors ones. Ferrari are 5th overall. So that's the two drivers added together, obviously. Do you want to take an actual guess now?
It's not either of the Aston Martins. I'm not even ready to guess because there's so many it could be.
You got a 1 in 21 chance of getting it right.
I'm gonna say Lando.
Lando Norris is P2.
He just came to mind. I was like, hang on, actually, we've been talking so much about his consistency.
99.17% of all the overall laps, that is. You also know it's not Verstappen because I gave you that Tsunoda beating.
Yeah. I know it's not Hamilton. Or Leclerc.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Did their team finish in the top half or the bottom half of the constructors' standings?
Top half. The particular team was 3rd overall when you add the two drivers together.
Was it Russell?
Yes.
No, because did he really carry this?
99.86. If you look at the...
So he retired once?
If you look at the stats for the entire season, there was one race he didn't score in. I don't remember what the actual results were for that, but yeah, there was only one race he didn't actually score in. The lowest of drivers who completed the season, so I'm not counting Colapinto and Doohan here because obviously they shared.
Albon.
Albon was 14th. 90%.
Oh, that's actually not as bad as okay.
All right.
Stroll.
Let's have your guess. Mechanical retirements. I'll look at that in a second, Mac. Let's just finish this out.
Mm.
So, see, we ruled out 2 drivers.
And we can't have Colapinto either, can we?
No, Colapinto
didn't
and
do the
Doohan, I'm
full-
not counting
yeah.
them because they didn't do a full season.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's not fair. So one of the other 19 full-time drivers.
Did I say Stroll already?
You didn't, but he is P11.
Oh.
Take a random guess.
I'm trying to think because I feel like it's someone I'm forgetting.
You haven't named them yet.
Yeah, that's why I feel like it's
All right, I'll
like
narrow it down for
Ocon
you.
comes
It
to
was a
mind.
rookie.
A rookie. Oh, okay.
So you got one in 5?
Liam Lawson.
He
Oh.
was. He's 16.
I had a chance
so
to be a hater
confident.
for a second.
What?
I was like,
Lawson
oh.
was ahead of Alonso this year. Alonso had a
wow.
really bad start to the
Oh.
season, didn't he?
Alonso's a rookie too. Is it Alonso? No, I'm kidding. Bortoletto.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, Gabby,
85%.
no. Oh mate.
So
Bless
yeah,
him.
that's all this has got in here. Max asked for which engine supplier had the most mechanical retirements. So we do have retirements in here.
Right.
So let me just pick this year to this year. It doesn't split down the actual retirement. I have to start looking. I'd have to work this one out, I think. So if anybody wants to know the answer to that, you'll have to come into Lucy's Discord because I'm going to have to manually look it up, I think. Because I don't think they've got that by... They've got retirements for the season, but it doesn't... You have to click into each individual one to work it out, so... Yeah, I'd have to look that up. But yeah, I'm going to go back to the actual results because... Alonso is one of the ones that we just mentioned, and he had a really, really poor start to the season. Because if you remember, I think a lot of people had making the comment of he was cursed because he retired. He didn't score until we got to round 9 in Spain. That was his first points finish of the season, and that is really unlike Alonso. I'm just going to actually bring that retirement thing back up because I can click into Alonso and that will tell me all of his retirements. He had 5 retirements throughout the year, and I think all of them were at the start. Australia, he had an accident. China, he had a brake failure. Monaco, he had an engine failure. Italy, he had suspension issues. And Mexico, he had brake issues. So, yeah, he had a really, really bad run at the start of the year. Which is really unfortunate. Yeah, so... Yeah, the only race... George Russell didn't score in was Monaco. Can I get the actual results in here? Result.
A bit
George
of a
Russell
bold
finished
one for me
P11.
to say.
Sorry?
I feel like this was... It's a bit of a bold one for me to say this, but I feel like this was George Russell's breakout season. I know he's had a bit of a quiet year, but he's shown really good consistency and just always keeping a cool head. Like,
he finished
he's just
every
quietly
race.
brought it home. Yeah, he's just always been there, you know?
Yeah, he finished every race and he helped Mercedes. Between him and Mantonelli, Mercedes finished P2 in the Constructors. So I think it's been a standout year for him.
Yeah. He's also taken the role as like the team leader as well. Because that's the thing, when it was him and Hamilton, there was always a bit like, you know, who's in charge here. But with Antonelli coming in, he can be the kind of mentor, leader kind of role. And I think he fits that role nicely.
Yeah. He absolutely needed to, because
he doesn't give second driver.
Yeah, when your teammate's a rookie, you have to lead the team. There's no way around it, and that's why when teams go in with 2 rookies, they struggle so much, because there's not really a way of... There's nobody leading the team and taking them in a direction.
21.
So, yeah, we won't mention that. So,
terrible decision.
So
was it 21? It was 2020, wasn't it? Yeah.
I don't know. I just remember he crashed on the second corner of his first racing lap. So I think I know the answer to this, and I think you've said this before, but I've made a little list of notes of things we want to talk about. What was your favourite race or moment of the season?
Ooh. Favourite race is easy. Really easy. Silverstone.
Yeah.
Gotta be. That was a really thrilling and exciting race. I have not actually watched it on TV. So I am coming at this from a place of bias, but watching it on the screen and trying to follow what was going on at the track, from everything that was going on, it was really fun. I'm going to say something slightly off topic here, but if anyone watching or listening to this is lucky enough to go to a Formula One race one day, if you are able, I highly recommend it. It is amazing, but very expensive. And you choose to sit in a grandstand if you're able to do so. You will sometimes get a choice between a covered and an uncovered grandstand. Now, I have tried both. In 2023, when I did my first ever F1 race, thanks to Aston Martin, shout out, they put us in Luffield, which is a covered grandstand. It was great. However, you couldn't see the red arrows too well when they flew overhead. But it was nice to be a bit more sheltered. Lando stand does not have a cover on it. Going back to Spa last year, which I did with my lovely boyfriend, we sat on an uncovered grandstand. I think it was like the 18 to 27 grandstand or something, 16 to 27. It was like a young person's grandstand. No cover on it, loud DJ music, mud everywhere. It was an experience. And it was kind of miserable. We were shivering. It was summer and we were still shivering and freezing. We were cowering under an umbrella that we were just using as cover. Every part of my body was just wet, like soaked to the bone. And we had similar terrible weather at Silverstone, but this one felt different on race day because as the weather changed, I felt it. I started to feel the drops before anyone else. I started to go, oh, the rain's coming out. All the people around me, all the ponchos start coming out, and that's when you know it's going to go down. Minutes later, the rain is pouring down, and you're soaked, but you're really excited because now the race is changing. So it's like 4D race watching if you're in an uncovered grandstand. So a lot of people will probably, turn up their nose at the uncovered one and go, oh, I have to sit in the fancy covered one. No, you will get, I'm going to say it, it's more uncomfortable, but it is a better experience. Yeah. If you're really into the racing, you're going to feel every element. The wind, the rain, the blazing sunshine that came after the rain.
So, yeah,
Sorry, I got on a bit of a ramble there.
Yeah, I see. You've said before that your favourite race of the season was obviously going to be Silverstone. I think that probably would have been the case even if you weren't there, purely because Hulkenberg podium.
Yeah. It was just so exciting from start to finish, and you couldn't predict what was going to happen. That's what got me onto the weather thing, because the weather just kept changing. Yeah. It was classic British weather, and it was so fun. Like, literally, I remember sitting in... Sorry, I'm getting really into this. I was sitting in my grandstand, and my mum, bless her, was watching it on TV, and she was trying to give me, weather updates. She was saying, they're saying it's going to start raining in about 5 laps. And about maybe 3-4 laps later, I'm like, I just felt some spots, and I sent her a quick text, spotting, because I was doing really short messages. And then bless her, she'd let me know when it was going to dry off as well. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, see, yeah. Interestingly, my pick for best race is going to be Australia. The first one.
Banger as well. That was
But
a banger.
what do our two races have in common? Rain.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks volumes for the quality of the racing that we've had this year. Because we've needed the rain to make things interesting and throw some strategy in there and people not changing and people changing so you get actual overtakes on track and stuff like that. Whereas we haven't picked a race that didn't have rain. So, yeah, take that as you will. I was disappointed that Las Vegas didn't rain.
Oh yeah, because I heard there was
Well, it was,
rain rumours, wasn't there?
yeah, there was rumours that the race might be cancelled because it was going to be such heavy rain. And we had a wet qualifying, which was interesting because everything was cold. And then the race was just dry and one of the worst of the season. So
I've just pulled up on my camera roll some photos from the British Grand Prix. I'm very sorry for being insufferable about this.
Lucy's going to relive the British Grand Prix now that we've got to
I'm making a vlog at the minute about it. So this is how the race started. This was me at the very start of the race with my slightly soggy piece of card that we were holding up during the formation
all smiles,
lap
nice weather.
for Lando. Yeah, all happy, all good. 20 or so laps into the race.
And then the UK was the UK.
You can see the rain. Yeah, you can literally see the rain. I got soaked through. And then, this is still during the race.
Yeah. UK again.
I'm just noticing the person behind me is posing as well. I was not actually taking a selfie with them. That's funny. It was a great vibe. And then, and this isn't too much of a weather change, but by the end of the race, this is just part of a video, it was really grey and murky.
Yeah, that's the UK for you.
It was like the weather just kept changing, and it was so fun.
When people ask if that's what the UK is like normally, yes, it is.
Yes, exactly. We're all used to it, you know. Rain starts, we all pull out the raincoats. Rain stops, take them off again.
Yeah, we're prepared for it. It just comes every year.
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do need to get that vlog finished.
Yeah, look out on Lucy's channel for that self-promotion. Right, let's talk about the teams overall first. Obviously, McLaren basically dominated this season. Even towards the end, where Verstappen started chasing them, they near enough have double the points that Mercedes had. And I think part of that was helped by the fact that Mercedes, Red Bull and Ferrari were all fighting amongst themselves for second place. So they were always trading points. And I think quite frequently towards the end of the season, all three of them changed places like multiple times. So I think that really helped McLaren. Especially considering quite a few weekends, they walked away with the maximum points available between their two drivers. They had quite a number of 1-2 finishes. Big shout out to Williams. Their improvement from last year to this year, we mentioned it earlier, 17 points last year to 137 points this year. A swing of 120 points in the space of one season is a lot. Jumping up from P9 to P5. But this is one of the years that I had to look this up. Every team got quite a large number of points. Alpine were in last, but they still had 22 points. Yeah. We've had seasons in the past.
There were seasons where teams, several teams in the single digits. Some teams even finishing on 0 points.
I was going to say we've had years where I think 2 or 3 teams have finished at the bottom with 0 points. So
and it comes down to
the thing is, Alpine got 22 points, and then Sauber got 70 in P9. That shows you how many points. So Sauber was 70, Haas was 79, Aston Martin were 89, and Racing Bulls were 92. And like there was a point where teams weren't scoring at all. Yeah.
Go Williams!
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's been a good year for a spread of points.
Yeah.
Especially in the bottom half of the table. But the step up to the front runners is still massive from where Williams is, because Ferrari finished on basically 400 points, and that's still 260 more than Williams.
Yeah.
So it's still a considerable step up. Drivers wise, let's start with the rookies. We are going to include. So, rookies this year, so I'm going to include everybody on this. So, we've got Doohan, Colapinto, Bortoletto. We're going to include Lawson and Behrman. And then we've got Hadjar and Antonelli. So, we had 7, technically.
We just had a stat come in from Muscount. Am I saying that right? The last time that multiple teams had 0 points is when the 2010 teams were around. But both Williams and Sauber have got a 0 since. Yeah. Did Haas get a 0 that one year as well? I feel like they did. But I don't know.
I'm not sure.
That's good knowledge there. Good knowledge.
I want to say that's true, but I'm also going to just double check.
It sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the thing over me. So 2024.
Oh yeah, Haas, yeah.
P10 was 4 points.
Mm-hmm.
23 Haas had 12. 22 was Williams with 8. 21 was Haas with 0. 2020 was Williams with 0. Shows you how far Williams have come in such a short time.
Yeah.
2019.
Say I'm a Williams
Williams
fan. I've got my Williams car actually, my Golf Williams. So yeah, I've kind of gone through this journey with the team, and especially as an Alex Albon fan as well. So it's like my favourite team and my favourite driver.
2015
Match made in heaven.
Was the next 0 with Marussia.
That's a name I've not heard in a long time.
This is why you fact check. 2014. P9 was Sauber with 0, and P11 was Caterham Renault with 0. So
there we are.
That was your last doubles zeros.
2014.
Yep.
Still very good knowledge. Were there any more between then and 2010?
We're going to go back. 2013. So Marussia and Caterham both with 0. That's 10 or 11th. 2012 was 3 teams. Caterham, Marussia and HRT. So I think that was their first years altogether. No, it wasn't. That was their second year. So the year before, Lotus, HRT and Virgin all with 0.
Virgin is such a funny name for a F1
2010,
team.
Lotus, HRT and Virgin all with 0. 2009, everybody scored. We'll go back to Hamilton. So 2008, Force India and Super Aguri, both with 0. And then the year Hamilton joined, just because no, everybody scored. We're in a different point system now as well. So yeah, it's
HRT and Virgin. Bring back real F1 team names.
Yeah, it shows you how the thing is, I don't remember when they changed the system to what we've got now. That's the other thing, the point system. Let me just scroll back through. This will tell me.
Because that has changed things.
2010 is when they changed it. And we did have quite a number of seasons on the bounce where the bottom 3 teams had 0. But all 3 of those teams were lacking on the pace quite badly, and they just never caught up. So, yeah, interesting either way. So back to the drivers. Who's your rookie of the season?
Ollie Behrman. No, I'm kidding. This is a hard one.
It's hard, especially when you include the likes of Lawson and Behrman.
I'm gonna say Hadjar.
I agree.
I think he has had a really good season and a really good storyline as well. I mean, look at his first race in Australia. He DNF'd. He was absolutely gutted. Well,
He didn't.
DNS.
Yeah.
DNS,
So
right?
going back to the stats I was talking about earlier, where I threw them into your chat. 781 drivers have ever entered a Formula One race. The most recent new entrant is Isaac Hadjar in China, because he didn't start in Australia, so he is the most recent new driver to start a Formula One race.
Oh, that's interesting. So
Because
he made a did he debut in China then?
technically, yeah. Because
Wow.
Colapinto joined the season later on, but he raced last year. So the newest person to start a race for Formula One is Isaac Hadjar.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Hadjar because look at the storyline. He was, bless his sweet little heart, he was in absolute tears after that DNS. You know, you really felt for him in that moment.
Oh,
and
we had the shot of Hamilton's dad with him as well.
Yeah,
Anthony
that was,
Hamilton,
for me, that was one of the defining moments of the season, because that, to me, is what motorsport is all about. It's about the paddock coming together to support people, because everyone's in this together, you know? That, to me, is going to go down as one of the moments of the season. And, Hadjar, bless him, on the world stage, he'll have had loads of negative headlines, lots of hate online, I'm sure, and he didn't let that affect him. He, maybe he was sad about it and whatnot, but he just got his head down and carried on. He just pushed through.
Yeah.
And then he just began to thrive and shine. And I really admire the way that he's just picked himself up and just kept going. And then he's shone. He got that podium.
Yeah, I can say
that's amazing.
Once he started a race, it took him 2 rounds to score points. He only scored 51, sorry. So he was P12 overall. But as you say, he got that podium. And while Antonelli scored more podiums, I think Antonelli had a few more rookie errors across the season. One of them being
he also had a better car.
Zandvoort.
Yeah.
The crash.
It was also easier for him to get a podium. I mean, look at Hadjar versus his teammates, you know? Look how he stacked up against them.
Yeah, well, Hadjar beat Lawson.
Yeah, actually, he held his own. Yeah. And Lawson's more experienced.
And Antonelli had a better car. So you pitch your teammate against your teammate. Antonelli had 150 points and Russell had 319.
Yeah.
So
Russell won a race, Antonelli didn't.
Russell won 2
Hadjar
races.
podiumed. Yeah, sorry. Russell won 2 races.
Yeah, exactly. So
still not.
Your first benchmark is against your teammate at the end of the day. But I think Hadjar, after that first mistake on the lap to the grid in Australia, I think out of everybody made the least amount of sort of big mistakes. And he got himself on that podium in a car that shouldn't be on the podium.
Yeah. Excluding Australia, let's say from his race debut, if you had told me that he'd been racing in F1 for, let's say, 2-3 years, I'd have believed it. I wouldn't have looked at his season and thought that's a rookie season. Bortoleto, rookie season. Antonelli, rookie season.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I almost want to say Behrman as well, because he had quite a lot of good results in the end, and he nearly got that podium in Mexico. But I think he had
rookie season.
It's rookie season by definition. It's rookie season.
He's very up and down. He's made mistakes, but he's also really shone. It was very much a second season kind of season.
And I want to touch on Bortoleto as well, because he was basically a nothing driver to start with. And he didn't score points until round 11 with a P8. Same as Hadjar. Same P8 as Hadjar. Took him longer to get there. But as we went through the season, he was consistently sort of there or thereabouts, wasn't he? And he was outperforming that Sauber. So I feel like Bortoleto just took a little bit of time just to get going. And then once he found his feet and he was comfortable and he was happy, he started to sort of bring in the results. with his best result being a P6 in Hungary. And he was quite consistently qualifying in the top 10 as well with Hulkenberg.
Yeah.
But that car just didn't have race pace really, which is unfortunate because it couldn't really.
I do rate Bortoletto, to be honest. Like, yes, he's had his rookie moments,
Brazil.
but that's what happens when you're that's what happens when you're a rookie.
Yeah,
you make mistakes and you learn. That's the whole point. You learn from these.
It's the same with Antonelli. He made that mistake taking Leclerc out of the race, and I don't think Leclerc was too upset about it because Leclerc's
kind of binned off the season.
I am stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Even really good drivers have had their moments.
Yeah. Bortoletto was weird. After Hulk's podium, it was suddenly better than him for several races, but it didn't last until the end of the year. Yeah, and that's kind of what I mean. Like, Bortoletto was up and down, same as Behrman, but that's still part of the sort of rookie learning curve.
Yeah.
And he's still learning. He's finding his feet, learning to be consistent and everything. But when you put him up against Hulkenberg, so let's have a look. Hulkenberg was 51 points. And Bortoletto was 19. But a big chunk of Hulkenberg's points came from his podium, which obviously helps. So the further up you get, the more points you get. But
he's not done badly by any means.
No, I don't.
Really, I've been saying this all season. It's a really good field of rookies this year, on par with 2019, almost. Almost.
Oh, the bottom two of the sort of drivers' results are Colapinto and Doohan. Because obviously we had the driver swap after 6 rounds. I think Doohan was sold short by Alpine.
Oh yeah.
Same way De Vries was. That neither of them got a chance to actually just get like we just said. Bortoletto took 11 rounds to score points, and they kicked Doohan out of the car after 6. So,
what's he meant to do? He's a rookie.
Yeah,
it's absolutely unacceptable.
He was a rookie in a bad car.
Build him a good car.
So, yeah,
he's got such a bad. At least he got to try it. At least he got to be an F1 driver for a bit.
Yeah, Alpine scored.
I'm gonna get tilted if I keep speaking on this.
Alpine.
I've got a thing. Jeremy's in as well. We love Jeremy. He's actually said quali they were 12-12. I think he's talking about Sauber.
Sauber, yeah, I think so. I think Bortoletto and Hulkenberg were even.
That's really impressive.
Yeah.
When you consider how experienced Hulkenberg is. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. That's Nico Hulkenberg. He's kept a seat in F1 since the dawn of time. No, 2010 was it?
Something like that. He's been around.
Like 15 years or something,
He's one of the most experienced drivers on the grid at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. With many different teams as well. He's the super sub. He'll just get in a car and go.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So,
We've got the figures.
I do think Behrman's going to end up in a Ferrari at some point.
I'll cry. I'll cry.
Or he's going to look elsewhere. So it depends what Hamilton and Leclerc do. Because Leclerc has come out recently and said it's now or never for Ferrari. And that kind of feels like you need to give me a good car or I'm going somewhere else. Because he's been with Ferrari for 8 years now?
He's worried that Ferrari drop him for the next upcoming talent.
But the Ferrari don't have a good car. So I don't think they put a 7-time world champion in the other seat and they're still not getting anywhere. At what point do you say Ferrari are the problem, not the drivers?
Yeah.
And I don't think Ferrari want to accept that they are the problem.
Because they're Ferrari.
Yeah,
Ferrari are never the problem.
They've won however many world championships. And it is definitely Ferrari that's the problem. You can't have the likes of Lewis Hamilton jump into your car and go, no, this is crap, and not even finish on the podium and say, yeah, no, it's you. That's clearly not the driver.
Yeah.
And Leclerc's a race
Lewis
winner
is
as well.
established. Yeah.
Like,
That's
so it's
yeah,
not like either of them don't know what they're doing. They've not put two rookies in.
yeah.
Ferrari doesn't see the problem within them. They only see the problem in the drivers, and that's the problem. What I hope is Hamilton's gone in, and they have respect for Hamilton, and they listen to Hamilton, and we'll see
I hope
improvements
so.
next year. I think part of what's happened this year is Hamilton's basically ignored this year because he's been with Ferrari since. He's been 2 years. It was announced 2 years ago. It was like January 23, I think it was announced. So
Yeah,
it's
he
not
did that
like
whole season with Mercedes
while signed for
in the
Ferrari
divorce
for the following year.
situation.
So
Yeah,
it's not like
the
he's not
divorce
had chance to
papers.
go and work with them and work on next year's car. So what I'm hoping is Hamilton's put all his eggs in the 2026 basket. I think that should be the best
That's
play.
smart as well because it's new regs. What's the
exactly.
point in wasting a season? The problem is, and I hate to say this, how much time does he have? Because
Well, look at
he's
Alonso.
doing great. His performance is still wonderful. Yes, he's not that much younger than Alonso though, and
He's
I
not.
worry that give it 5 or so years and that's it.
And it might
5 years
and it
until
might well be, and he might retire, and Behrman will take over. But I think
I would love that.
Yeah, I think.
But then I wouldn't love that because that's Lewis Hamilton.
He's going to retire eventually. I don't think he's going to do an Alonso.
I know, and I'm not ready for that day. I don't know. When Lewis Hamilton retires, that is going to be like when Sebastian Vettel retired. That was a big day. That was a huge day. When Lewis Hamilton retires, that is literally going to be like we're going to need a day of mourning. You know, when the Queen died, we need like 3 of those days.
Yeah. So Muscat makes a good point though. When you get into the 2026 car, he's been with the team long enough to be able to build a car that suits him. So he's come into the car and he's got what he's got. There's no choice about that. It's already built. But 2026, he's had the opportunity to build a car that suits him and his style of driving. And I think that's going to make a difference. I also think he might change his race engineer. Because him and I don't recall his name off the top of my head, just don't seem to be getting along.
Who?
Lewis Hamilton's race engineer.
Oh yeah, I don't know his name either.
No. I'll be surprised if they're together next year. Adamami, that's it.
Yeah.
Adami? I'm butchering Italian. I can't speak Italian. I can barely speak English. So, I'll some of it might. I don't know. I don't want to speak on behalf of either of them, but clearly Hamilton has had relationships with race engineers that work well. He knows what he wants. He knows what he needs, and for whatever reason, his engineer's not listening to him, and that. Yeah, edamame. I'm thinking of the edamame beans. And I don't know whether he's not listening to Hamilton or vice versa or what, but Lewis knows what he needs to win races. He's done it enough times. He's done it more than anybody. And he's just not getting what he needs from his engineer. And I don't think that's helping.
Can we look on the flip side as well? He's come from Mercedes.
He was with Mercedes from 2012. Did he join? He did.
A very long time he's been with Mercedes. And let's talk about Bono, because Lewis and Bono, brilliant bond, great relationship. It's got to be weird. Yeah. Got to be weird having someone new.
2013.
It's like a new pair of shoes. You've got to wear them in a bit. But let's talk about the flip side of that as well, because Bono is now with Kimi Antonelli, and they're getting on great. They're getting on really well.
Yeah. So
they've got a...
I don't know how much it's Ricardo, to give his first name. I don't know how much experience he's got as a race engineer, because the names of race engineers isn't something that we regularly talk about. We obviously know Bono.
I can name 3 maybe.
We know Bono.
GP.
Yeah. who I have issues with, but
Okay.
by the by.
Interesting.
The one for Ocon whose name I can't remember, but it's the first
Laura
female race.
Muller.
Yeah.
Laura Muller.
That was it. Couldn't remember her name.
Yeah.
And that I can't name any others.
I can recognise the voice of the fellow who always talks to Pierre Gasly. Was it Pierre Hamlin?
Not sure. But there's
I don't know.
point. So I don't know how much
Yeah.
experience Ricardo's got as a race engineer.
Yeah.
But we all know Bono's been around long enough that he knows what he's doing. And I think he's been able to coach Antonelli in a very, very good way. And clearly that's reflected in Antonelli's results.
So what's interesting as well, I've got some exclusive last lap journalistic information here that I'm going to share only because this is a small group of people. Funnily enough, one of my managers at work knows someone that runs a restaurant. I won't say which restaurant, but apparently Kimi Antonelli and Bono go there almost every week and have a quiet meal, and they're very friendly. But they always seem to be getting on very well there, and like that's nice. You know, they have a bit of bonding time. You know,
it at the end of the day, it's a working relationship, but it's not like you working in a supermarket.
They're teammates. Yeah.
Yeah, they are teammates, and they need to know, and they've got to get on, and they've got to trust each other's judgments and all of that sort of stuff that goes along with it.
Yeah.
And
regarding the restaurant thing, by the way, this is definitely true because my manager showed me a photo of them. First time, he kind of left them to it, and then by like the fifth time they came in, he was like, "Can I get a photo?" So
yeah, but for Hamilton, it feels like this goes back to what we're saying about Ferrari as a team. Ferrari are like, it very much seem like they are, we know what we're doing, we know best, and our way is the only way that we're going to do this. And that kind of comes across in the relationship that Hamilton's got with his race engineer. So, I don't know. For my issue with GP, Max Verstappen's race engineer, it was the comments he made at the end of Qatar about Antonelli.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we may as well talk about this now since I brought it up.
Stir the pot, did GP. Stir the pot.
At no point in time are death threats ever okay. That's it. There's nothing else that needs to be said. I don't care whether you like the driver or not. Death threats are not okay. And especially against Antonelli, who's 19. He's only just got here. To a point where he felt he had to take himself off social media completely. It's ridiculous. And it doesn't matter what I say, because nobody watching this podcast, listening to this podcast, are one of those people, because we don't associate ourselves with that kind of person. But those people watching are all going to agree with us that it's not okay. If you see that happening, you need to call that behaviour out as well, otherwise nothing's going to change. The majority of Formula 1 fans are good people, and they are not going to send death threats. So if everybody calls out that kind of behaviour, hopefully it'll get less and less and it'll go away. But you've got to call out that behaviour, or nothing will change.
Yeah. It's sad that it took it going that far for them to finally speak up. I think it's a continuous problem, and it didn't start and end with the Antonelli stuff.
Yeah. And I also want to call out...
I saw a really horrible post about Piastri the other day, and I don't want to repeat it on this.
Piastri's one of the nicest people on the grid.
I know, it was really horrible. It was to do with what's happened in Australia recently. Yeah. That's what I mean. People are too comfortable saying stuff on the internet.
Because of the anonymity that the internet has offered. And a lot of people run around joking about the UK of How many people have been sent to jail for making comments online? This is why it has to come to this.
Yeah, because when it's normal to say and act like that online, you start to get more comfortable.
And people
And you
will then
start to
doing
say
it in
these
real life.
things a little bit more in real life. And you're in this echo chamber of like inciting violence. So then when you see someone that you want to incite violence against, you're like, let's actually do it.
Yeah,
It's harmful, it's hateful, and it's dangerous.
Some of the issue around this is social media itself, and we were going to cover this as a topic now, but we're later. But we're getting onto it now. Social media puts you in that echo chamber because the algorithms are engineered to put you with people that are like you. So if you put it in the world of politics, they put left wingers with right wingers and stuff like that. But you'll get a deliberate crossover to get argument which is in the eyes of let's take Facebook as an example. In the eyes of Facebook, an argument is going to be lots of different comments because people are going to go backwards and forwards. They don't see an argument, they see number of comments. That's it. They just see engagement, so they're going to drive that out. And that's part of the problem. And the longer we follow Formula One, and this is all sports in general, the worse that people get talking about each other. And like you say, people commenting about Piastri, and I've seen the same against Norris. And this is one of the only years that I've turned around and looked at comments and people are turning around and saying that Norris does not deserve the championship. He got the most amount of points. That means you deserve the championship.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
If you finish second in every race and don't ever win, but you come out the other end with the most amount of points, you deserve the championship.
Leonardo Fornaroli in Formula 3, everybody. Did you know about that?
Go on, give me the context, just for those that don't.
Fornaroli, shout out to my boyfriend again. It's his favourite Formula 2 driver. So Fornaroli, F3 season, didn't win a single race but came away with the championship.
Yeah.
And he was on track to do the same in F2 until he realised he could win races, and that would make him get even faster. Literally, it was at the British Grand Prix, I think, he got his first win. And he was leading the championship even before he was winning.
Mac, we're not going to talk about the train wreck that is the NASCAR points system. Because I've seen it, and I don't want to learn it. I do
it can happen. Consistency is key, and that's why Norris won the championship.
And that's
because he was always there, always scoring.
And that's how it used to be. It was 10, then 8, and then whatever the point system was down to 8th. And the reason they changed it was to give more points to the person who won, so that whoever won the championship was most likely to be the person who won the most number of races. And that makes sense. Winning should be rewarded more often than P2 or P3 or whatever. But consistency at the end of the day is still going to win over just outright winning every other race. Because one race win is 25 points, 2 second places is 34 points? Yeah, 34 points, 36 points. Maths. More than 25.
Results deletion.
Dropped scores. So there was a bit of conversation about this in your Discord server for a while.
This is like this reminds me of American. I'm not American, but don't they do that for their grade system? You know how they have like your average grades and that's your grade or something, and then you can drop certain things and have it not count towards your grade? Yeah.
So dropped points was a thing, but I think the system we've got works. It does reward winning more so than anything else. But no matter what point system you implement in the style that we have for Formula One, we're not going to talk about the Americans, consistency will still always win out. Because actually, looking at this, 2 third places is worth more than 1 win and a DNF. Because third place is 15 points.
Yeah.
Two fourth places is 24 points. So that's worth more than a win and or nearly more than a win and a DNF. But you get my point. So the discourse on social media has been abysmal this year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Every single
It's getting
race,
worse every year.
everybody's arguing about something, and it's ridiculous.
I think I've said on a previous episode, like, it's getting to the point where people are attacking the McLaren admin for
Doing their job.
posting Piastri one more time than Norris, or vice versa.
Why are you counting number of posts by a McLaren admin?
And what does that have to do with the car's performance? Like, they just make the posts. They're just trying to drive some numbers to the algorithm, and
they're looking for engagement for their page. That's it. Nothing else.
They're trying to promote both their drivers.
Yeah, and Max just pointing out put a quote here from Alan Prost. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's quite wordy, but hate from either side has been around for a very long time, and it's in every sport. Unfortunately, you've seen football riots, and you go back to 2008. Timo Glock had to be escorted out of the circuit with security because the Brazilians were so unhappy with it.
Yeah.
And there's just no reason for it.
Speaking of going back as well, I mean, there's, as well as all of that, you've also got drivers like Lewis Hamilton who are going to have to deal with a whole new level of hate. That's racism and discrimination. And some other drivers have experienced similar, like some of the Asian drivers. But Lewis Hamilton, you know, there were people in the grandstands doing blackface.
Yeah.
You know? That's disgusting.
Well,
and
you've just got to look at any post about Formula One Academy. Even now, in 2025, there are people commenting, going out of their way, and actively seeking out those posts because they clearly they're not going to be following the F1 Academy page, and telling all of those girls, all of whom are under the age of 18, I might add, to go and get back in the kitchen.
Yeah. That's teenagers.
It's ridiculous.
That's teenage girls on the global stage doing the thing they're best at.
Yeah,
and you're crying. You're sat on a sofa,
you've
moulding.
got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
So,
well, they're out there racing alongside Formula One all over the world, in Las Vegas, in Singapore.
Let's move on before we could be here all day talking about this. Everybody watching this, if you see any behaviour like that, call them out.
Yeah.
You can report them to Facebook, you can report them to whatever social media you're on, but call them out on their bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, better news. No more DRS.
Yeah.
I'm in two minds about this. DRS is going away, so DRS overtakes are going to go away, which is fantastic. I think that's a great thing. We need to make the cars actually able to follow each other. You don't need to sort of put a sticking plaster on the symptom, as it were. I'm also kind of concerned that we're not going to get any overtakes at all because there's no DRS. Yeah, I think part of the problem is the fact that in this era of car anyway, that the FIA didn't close any of the loopholes for outwash. They came out with a statement recently that I can't remember exactly what was said, but they basically said, yeah, we should have closed some of the loopholes before now, and we didn't. So that's not helped anything. But we're going to find out. We've got Active Aero, so hopefully that will help and try and reduce some drag in places, but I don't know. It's one of those things we'll find out in testing in February, I think the first set of tests is. Comes around real quick.
It does indeed. We barely get a time to rest.
Yeah, we're going to blink and we're going to be setting up our F1 Fantasy League for next year. So we're gonna do a league. And we're going to find out who's built a good car, hopefully. We'll see. One of the other things we're not getting next year is Renault engines.
Someone mentioned that earlier.
Yeah. No,
Who mentioned that?
I'm not sure. I remember
Someone
seeing it.
did say that.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, it was Muscount. Wonder how Alpine will actually do with Merc engines.
the Mercedes engines are really good. They've always been good from day one, and that's kind of been the benchmark. Because
Yeah.
they're still winning championships. They've won one with McLaren. But it kind of says something when Renault, who have built engines, they've built very good engines. They built like the turbocharged engines in the 80s and the 90s. And it says something when they've turned around and just stopped making engines and they're buying a Mercedes engines. So, yeah, I think some of it might be that we're locked in the production cycle, as it were. So they can't really do anything to make it better, so it's probably better for them performance-wise to just get a Mercedes engine. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it couldn't be worse, I guess. They finished last this year, so it couldn't be worse. We're also, as of next year, for the first time in 30 years, not going to have a Sauber on the grid.
So long.
Yeah.
You'll be missed.
Yeah, Peter Sauber, all those years ago. And they've been through so many years. They went through with BMW. Robert Kubica won with them. And they were there or thereabouts for quite a while up at the front of the grid. Never quite got a championship, but they're going to live on as Audi. And we saw what Audi did with Le Mans and the World Endurance Series, so I have no doubts that they'll get there eventually. So
Audi make great cars as well.
yeah, exactly. So, and they did some work with Ken Block before he died as well. So hopefully we'll see them crawl back up the grid, same way Williams have brought their name back up. So
you can do it. Where there's a Williams, there's a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Where there's a Audi, there's a howdy. I don't know.
That was a stretch.
I'll work on that. I'll workshop it.
So, brief. One more thing that I wanted to point out, because my friend works for Red Bull, and I'm going to touch on engines again here. Red Bull. So that as of next year, I think they're actually Red Bull engines. They are the only manufacturer.
Isn't it Red Bull powertrains?
Something like that. Yeah.
I?
But they're dropping the Honda name. So it's actually Red Bull powertrains. But they are the only manufacturer on the grid to have never built any engine before they're building a Formula One engine. Talk about starting at the deep end.
Ooh.
So, obviously, Renault have had road cars forever. Ford have done engines before, so it was never really a Ford. It was a Honda that became a Ford that became a Red Bull. Honda have got road engines. Mercedes have got road engines. And everybody else was a customer.
Red Bull have certainly got energy drinks. They have certainly got...
It's still wild to me. My friend likes to point this out because obviously he works for Red Bull. When somebody says, badly describe your job, he's like, I build race cars for an energy drink company.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, at the end, everyone seems to forget that Red Bull are an energy drink.
Yeah. You've got to respect it a little bit.
It's one of those weird things because everything Red Bull do in the world of... Because they do a lot of extreme sports. So they've got their... they do drifting, the sponsored drifting. They've got the flight stunt thing that I can't remember what it's called. They do downhill urban BMXing. I can't remember what that's called exactly. I started watching that YouTube randomly.
They're always up to some crazy stuff.
It's all marketing. That's all it is. Their entire Formula One team is marketing to get people to buy the energy drinks. And based on your friend Liv that lives in your server, that works. Because she lives off Red Bull.
Liv loves an energy drink.
She lives off Red Bull. You cut her open, she'll bleed Red Bull. So it's kind of weird to remember that, but for everybody, I think Formula One is not about making money at the end of the day. Nobody makes money going racing, no matter what category you're in. Sorry, am I boring you?
No, I'm just sleepy. I did a 9.5-hour shift yesterday.
Yeah. So, as Lucy is clearly tired, I think I've covered everything I wanted to talk about. I think you've covered everything you want to talk about. It's been a mediocre season. To quote Nicole, I have been whelmed. She says that
It was
a lot.
definitely a whelming season.
Yeah. There was nothing overwhelming, there was nothing underwhelming. The only reason it wasn't underwhelming is because we had an exciting title fight.
Yeah. There it is.
But it really wasn't overwhelming because nothing happened outside of the race, outside of the championship fight. So, yeah, it's been a season. Formula One 2025 certainly happened.
It did happen. It was certainly a season that occurred.
Yes. Yeah, unfortunately that's the way that this era is finished. So, yeah. We are going to be back next year.
I was going to say, 2026 looks very exciting, and don't you worry, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to be back. We are going to do our first podcast just before the season starts. So after the last lot of testing before the first race, we are going to set up a F1 Fantasy League. So you can get access to that through the main Formula One website. If you want early links to that and access, make sure you join Lucy's Discord server, because we're going to give all the links out to those people. We are going to do our fantasy team. We'll tell everybody who we've got. We are going to make actual predictions. So I'll do the same thing as I did with my friends this year. We'll pick our top 3 drivers, and we'll try and order all of the teams, all 11 of them, because there's 11 next year, and then we'll see how that goes at the end of the year, and see if we're good at predicting. I predicted the world champion this year. Just saying.
Well done. I didn't.
I've given myself up to be absolute cinema in your Discord server now. I've got to turn myself into an emoji now. Got a match. But yeah, that's going to be us for next year. We're all done this year. I hope everybody has a good Christmas if you celebrate, and a good New Year. And we shall see you in the new year.
Thank you all for watching. As a pleasure. As always, it is a pleasure. Yeah, we'll see you next time. And for those who are just here, don't forget I do gaming streams as well. So yeah. I will still be bringing the goods.
Yeah, follow Lucy. Get some more gaming content over the Christmas period.
And we're both on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channels.
Yeah, click on links.
Yeah, links. Okay. Yeah. Why am I trying to turn off camera? Right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.